Hello, and welcome to Gilded Rose Tarot. My name is Jason, and this is going to be your November month ahead. Pick a card, November 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me on the first of many installments on this YouTube channel. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, cup of water. Center yourself and pick the cards, the pile, the crystal that you resonate the most with. From left to right, we have the crystals Angelite, Malachite, Blue Calcite, and Goldstone. I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, hello pile one, pile Angelite. An Angelite is a gorgeous stone. It really will help you tune into messages from your angels and ancestors and those in the spirit realm that are trying to help you day in and day out. I love Angelite. I like to carry it with me, and especially when I'm doing readings. Angelite is usually present. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start off. So these are the Ask and It Is Given cards, and this is your card pile one. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. And on the back of the card we have, it is not possible to consistently feel positive emotion about something and have it turn out badly. For the way you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Once you understand that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything you desire. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. So definitely right off the bat, pile one, pile Angelite. For the month of November, you definitely need to tap into that power. You definitely want to tap into the things that spark joy instead of focusing on the things that you want to change. Focus on just the things that you want. A lot of the law of attraction is that, and I am probably doing not the best job at describing it as eloquently as Abraham does. So I do recommend that you look to their videos. But making sure that you are staying in that joyful mindset and that joyful vibration, making sure, easier said than done, yes I know, making sure that you are not letting any negativity that comes your way completely throw you off your path is it's the beginning of being able to manifest at lightning speed, is the beginning of being able to manifest all that you want. It's the beginning of being able to know and feel that you do have the ability to create your world and put whatever you want in it, and have anything you don't want in it just fall away without even your attention to it. You're just like, oh wow, all of a sudden I'm out of that bad situation. I really didn't even do much. But what the aligning yourself with that vibration is doing more than enough. Aligning yourself with that joyful vibration, that positive vibration, and feeling positivity even in the life that you know is not the one that you want. But yeah, all of that stuff just allows us to all of the negative mishigoth, all of the negative space that you may be in is just showing us and further pushing us in a direction that will work for our highest good. You know what I mean? Yeah. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. Okay, let's get into your tarot cards. I mean, so like right off the bat, you guys are wearing many hats, you know? Like, that's what I'm getting with all the predominance of the court cards. You guys are wearing many different hats. We have the King of Pentacles, the Prince of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. And honestly, that's what you want in a business endeavor. That's what you want when you're trying to manifest. Because to me, the Queen of Swords, there's an element of, we need to have like clear discernment. And I would say the King of Swords is very like emotionless. I would say is cold and like not emotionless, but there's a level of detachment there with the King of Swords. And so with the Queen of Swords, with the feminine energy, we are taking into account our emotions, we're taking into account our feelings, we're taking into account the subconscious, taking into account that heart energy when we're going about cutting through information, deciphering through information, intellect, using our discernment more from a heart-centered space rather than from like this is bad for you, I need to cut it out right now. The Queen of Swords is like you doing the Abraham thing, being like, this is bad for me, and what is it teaching me? Why do I feel negative emotions toward this thing? Maybe it's attached to something greater. Not maybe, it definitely is attached to something greater within me. And so it's definitely like I wouldn't say a caring deciphering of energy, more so a mindful deciphering of information. There's more, not that the King of Swords isn't coming with no thought, but there's definitely more care and tact when I see the Queen of Swords handling a situation. And with the King of Swords, it's definitely like a business situation, or even just something that like has to do with your stability, something that has to do with, like tying in with the Abraham thing. Sorry to go off topic. Tying in with the Abraham thing, it's like all of these cards right now, you're like redirecting your power. There's like a balancing of the scales on with the justice energy. And whenever there's a balancing of the scales, it's always bringing in something that was missing. And the exact opposite of it, yin and yang, moon, sun, like all of those things, you're gonna yin yang. You're gonna bring in the opposite of it to balance that energy. So like there definitely is like, and especially like with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords on either side, like there's just this balancing of the scales. It's like you're using your logic in a caring way. You're using your stability in an action-oriented way. Like you're using your materials, like your materials as in like the physical things that you owned, purchased with money or were given to you, like your house, car, money, like you're using all of those things with the Queen of Swords energy, being able to decipher that intellect to finish something, Ten of Swords, to call an end to something, Ten of Swords to sift through the chaos, because this is a very chaotic depiction of the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords could be that, because tens are, you know, the end of a cycle, the end of a lesson, the end of a journey, and the swords is all about intellect. So definitely the end of an intellectual journey, definitely the end of a cyclical thought, you know, like those thoughts that we just get in our head that we mull around constantly, and like, you know, every time we mull it around, we might get to a different conclusion, or even, you know, might get like another piece of information, but like, you know, we don't get to the end of those thoughts without like getting the whole picture, getting the whole enchilada, and that might cause chaos. Getting the whole picture, finding out a piece of information, you're like, why was this person treating me like this? Maybe it was this, maybe it was this. I know they deal with this, so it probably could have been that. And then you hear from somebody else that it was actually because they didn't like the way you said something, and so now there's chaos because you're like, oh my god, this entire time this person's been mad at me because it's something I did and they didn't want to bring it up, blah blah blah. I've been thinking about it, and now, anyway, a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of ideas being tossed around, but this is a good thing. It's causing a necessary balancing of the scales. The Prince of Wands, to me, again, this could be you, this could be an outer person, because I really do feel like you're this queen and king energy. And so if the Prince of Wands also could be you. You may just be approaching things from a very like passionate, young, like, you know, like young people, when they're going after something, usually it's like, I have my whole life ahead of me, so I can approach these things with full passion, because I have the passion, the youthful energy, the like young, fiery mindset to plow forth, because I haven't been knocked down by life. I don't know the dark side of life. I don't know, you know what I mean? So like, you have that freedom to plow forth because you haven't been knocked down so many times. But you do have the King of Pentacles energy here, and that is a long, slow climb to greatness. Like, it's the long haul. And so definitely, like, your passion isn't dying. The passion, you're not burning out. I feel like this Abraham Hicks card, I now hold the key to creating my every desire. November, you might be realizing that and learning that, and not saying that you haven't already been doing that your entire life, but this month might be the month where you actually have an awareness to it. Ten of Swords, whole new idea. Prince of Wands, whole new passion that is like so lit up and like unchangeable and unwavering and like new and fresh, youthful passion that like is going to bring you a necessary balance that you've been missing, a necessary energy that you've been missing in your life, something that is really going to like balance this out. This could be like, there's 3 people here, so there could be a Libra afoot. I have the King of Pentacles, which to me is totally a Capricorn card because of the goat in the background and the long, hardworking, but it's really any earth sign energy, so Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Then we have the Prince of Wands. I like a lot of signs are represented here. The Prince of Wands, fire energy, but I really like to associate the Prince of Wands. We have the Lion bringing up the Leo energy, but I like to associate the Prince of Wands with Aries energy, something that's just very like, you know, it's the ram. They're just plowing forth with fresh fire energy. Then we have the Queen of Swords, again bringing up air energy. Queen of Swords, to me, that is another like Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but we have that Libra like really emphasized, that Libra energy really emphasized, and we just had, if I'm not mistaken, a new moon in Libra. And so if you were doing some candle work for that new moon, if we were doing some spell work, if we were just doing like a ritual or anything on that new moon, and whatever our intent was, like, November's really bringing that into fruition. The full moon on October 31st is really going to bring that into fruition, but then November, as we get into November, it's really going to start to take place. We're really going to have the tangible evidence of either that manifestation, or just the tangible evidence of that Libra full moon, of that balancing of the energy, of the evening of the scales. And that may come through you, but I'm also getting that you might be the person to even the scales with this 10 of Swords, like with this conclusion, with the chaos. I don't mean to say chaos, it just looks like such a chaotic card. And then like there's even the light coming out of the mouth of the person. It's like that is the truth, that is the light, that is where like I'm speaking. I'm illuminating the situation, you know what I mean? I am shedding light on any pursuit of knowledge is just to find out the truth, really. You know what I mean? In terms of the sword suit and in terms of intellect, we are just trying to get to the bottom of it. We are just trying to shed light, light being the truth. We are trying to just get to the heart of the matter of it. And so you might be speaking truth into a situation, and maybe knowingly or unknowingly, forcibly, unforcibly, forcibly, I don't know, forcefully, unforcibly, evening the scales. Yes, thank you. So, last but not least, I have a crystal card for you, lovely dearies. Herkimer Diamond. Herkimer. Y'all, I can read, I promise. Herkimer Diamond. Are you able to recall your dreams? Ooh, dreams can be your internal psychologist and spiritual advisor. Take the time before going to sleep to form the intention to remember your dreams. Record them when you awaken and use them for contemplation. Dreams are powerful tools for self-healing, personal awareness, and spiritual growth. Y'all get into these dreams. Yeah, I am the kind of person who's like, I don't really dream, but I know that when I set the intention to dream and remember my dreams, I always will have a super vivid dream that night, and will wake up and be able to record a part of it at least. That I don't know if you've ever kept a dream journal, but like whenever I go back into my dream journals, the messages are just so clear, like they're so obviously pointing me, like letting me know what's going on in my life, telling me what direction I'm going to go in, and like unknowingly predicting the future and predicting already the direction that I've gone in, and being like, whoa, that was totally foreshadowing this space that I'm in right now. And so definitely, I'm so sorry I took the card away from y'all. Herkimer Diamond. If you have a crystal shop near you, you can totally head to the crystal shop, find some Herkimer Diamond, get it online. I do really love working with crystals, and I do feel like they help, like put some Herkimer Diamond next to your bed, and it'll help call in some dreams. You can also do that with lapis lazuli. Put that next to your bed. Instruct the crystal with the intention to bring in your dreams and bring you messages in your dreams, and y'all will be dreaming like nobody's business. Maybe your dreams are holding answers. Your dreams are holding answers into how, because like with these cards, it really feels like to me, there's like a conversation that needs to be had, because there's a predominance of air energy. There's like, it's like whatever we've been in our heads about is coming out. It's coming out. Whatever we've been in our heads about is coming out and coming to the forefront, so we can like handle it in a material way. So we can like actually do some things about it and make sure that it's not like fucking us over in the long run. And your dreams just are constantly delivering us the good messages, the personal messages. You are the best interpreter of your dreams. So interpreting dreams, a couple tips: make sure you're going to bed make sure, I would put up the phone, the computer, your Nintendo Switch, put that all away. I'm just talking to myself. I love my Nintendo Switch. Put all of that stuff away. at least like 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. Maybe read something, draw, or do whatever that's going to make you sleepy. And set the intention to dream. Right as you're drifting off, just be like, hi spirit, hello, it's me, insert name here. I would love to dream. I would love to dream tonight. Please send me messages through my dreams. Please show me through my dreams what is going to help me toward my highest good. Or if you have a situation in mind where you're like, oh, I have to go into work tomorrow and have this conversation with this person, please send me through my dreams, like help me through my dreams, help me through this situation in my dreams. All of those things. And then when you wake up, write down the dream, write down how you felt initially upon waking up, write down how you felt in the dream. Try to write the dream as you're observing, as you are in the dream going through it, and then try to get the dream, like encapsulate the dream into one sentence that will be one sentence that can describe the entire dream. And usually after doing all of that, you can really tune into the message. But I do feel like time and distance from it, you know what I mean? Like write it all down, look at it that day, probably refer to it again during that day. But then I would not look at it again until like a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, at the end of November, and look at those dreams and read through them and see there's messages there. We are the best interpreter for our dreams. Only we know the symbols, because our mind and our subconscious are they're just going to pick out symbols for us that we resonate with. So you may be like, why was that person in the dream? Look at your relationship with that person. Look at what that person represented to you in that time. Look at the setting, and then what that person plus that person in the setting, any incongruencies there, any aligning messages there, any aligning symbols, you know what I mean? Like our minds just using the symbols to give us messages that we've picked up in our lives. It's using the symbols that we've picked up in our lives to give us messages that are personal to us. Yeah, that was a lot of words. Hanker Diamond. There's an affirmation on the back of this card. I love affirmations, so I would definitely say, if you're on your phone, you can screenshot on your computer too, but screenshot if you're on your phone or your computer, pause the video, write down the affirmation, write down a portion of the affirmation if there's just one portion that you resonate with. Here you go. And I would read these affirmations whenever you need. Refer back to this video, take that screenshot or whatever. I find them to be very helpful. We don't realize how powerful and important our words are. So, yeah. My dreams are filled with ideas and inspiration. I awaken with a clear memory of my dreams and easily interpret them. The insights I receive from my dreams bring clarity and understanding to my life. So y'all, I would read this right before bed, because that is just affirming to you, to yourself, that I'm ready to dream. I remember my dreams. My dreams give me messages. My dreams are so clear. You know what I mean? All of those things, all of those affirmations, like, become ingrained in us, because we haven't realized everything we're saying are affirmations. So when we're constantly doing negative self-talk, like, I hate my knees, they are so I don't know why I pulled out knees being ashy, but like, if you're like, my knees are so dry, you know what I mean? All your knees are ever going to be is dry. You can be like, I am fixing my knees. Look, every time I lotion my knees become less dry. See, a lovely affirmation for people with ashy knees. Every time I lotion my knees are becoming less dry. Exactly. And so you see how there's no negativity there? I am talking about my knees being less dry, but and in turn bringing up the dryness, but still, you know what I mean? Using those affirmations, constantly positively affirming ourselves and affirming those around us, are going to bring us the manifestations that we seek. Because I'm feeling like you guys are really trying to find peace, find harmony, find tranquility, and there's just like a lot you gotta go through to get there, yes, but it's not as hard as we think. And a lot of it is us getting in our own fucking ways anyway. So yeah, definitely all look into your dreams. Look in your dreams. Know that you hold the key to creating everything that you desire. And if the Abraham card wasn't an indication of that, these cards are an indication of that, definitely. You are capable and strong enough to move your life in whatever direction you so want it to be. Just clear up the direction you want to go into and then go into it. Thank you so much, Pile 1. That's all I have for you. Follow me on Instagram at Gilded Rose Tarot. I'm going to post that in the description box. And yeah, I'm gonna put down the decks that I used in the description box too. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye. Oh, Pile 2, hello. Welcome to your reading. Let's get into it. So I have these Abraham Hicks Asking It Is Giving cards. And that's what I'm gonna start off with today with our manifestation message. Ooh, gaga. Okay. First of all, they're so gorgeous. The little art, so cute. I don't know who illustrated it, but I'm gonna put the cards, all the decks in the description box, so y'all gonna get it. I am in the perfect position to get there from here. We need to know that, y'all. I am in the perfect position to get there from here. So in November, if you feel like you might be far away from something, know that you are closer than ever, and know that you are in the perfect position to get to where you need to be, where you envision yourself, where you want to be. Yeah. We tend to like feel, if we're not there, we feel so far from it. But you feeling so far from it really only puts you further from it. If you can get past the knowing that it's gonna just take some time to get there, you can kind of already be there, but also be joyful in the present too. You know what I mean? That makes sense? I hope it did. I'm gonna read the other side. I love this color pink. Nothing has to change in your environment. Ooh, girl. Nothing has to change in your environment or in the circumstances that surround you for you to begin to deliberately allow your own connection to the stream of well-being. You are in the perfect place right now to begin. I'm gonna read that again. Nothing has to change in your environment or in the circumstances that surround you for you to begin to deliberately allow your own connection to the stream of well-being. You are in the perfect place right now to begin. You're in the perfect place right now to begin. Okay? So let's get into the reading. Let's get into your tarot messages. Ga ga ga, bitch. So soon. Y'all might want to check out pile 1. Okay, pile 2, you might want to check out pile 1. Just because I love looking at, y'all gonna need, okay. Pile 1 had very similar cards. Just opposing, but in the same vein, like a predominance of core cards, a predominance of sword cards. And so you might want to check out pile 1. There might be a message there for you. Why these cards look so crazy, y'all? It's like what's in front of me does not look like what's on the camera, but that's okay. We figuring this out. This is the first video. Okay, so let's get into it. Y'all, there's a predominance of sword energy. And so that means you guys might also be in your heads this month. There's a lot of thoughts going on. I mean, with the Two of Swords, I'm getting having to regroup, having to take a step back, having to take a moment, and just being like, what am I doing? Where am I at? What am I feeding? What am I perpetuating in my life? What steps am I making? Like, is everything that I'm doing serving me, or have I been doing it to like appease, the external noise of life, like I appeasing other people's or work things, you know what I mean? Two of Swords is definitely like in between a rock and a hard place. Like you don't know what to do. Like you're very just like stuck. You're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision to make. I don't know where to go. I love this depiction of the Two of Swords because it's extremely like relaxed. It's like other depictions, she has the swords, they're crossing her chest, but she, like, first of all, this is me chilling with my cat. Like, these cosmic tarot, y'all, gorgeous deck. Get into it. Like, probably my favorite. Two of Swords. Yeah, caught between a rock and a hard place, but like this is a good depiction of it because like it's got that contemplative nature. She's sitting with the cat, there's the moon, it's dark out, so like you know what I mean, like the world's kind of off. I do have my moment to contemplate. The moon brings up the subconscious. The cats bring up that, again, subconscious, psychic, intuitive downloads. So definitely right now, and paired with the Ace of Swords, like you guys are really trying to get a message as to how to move, because with the Prince of Pentacles here and the Queen of Pentacles, you guys have definitely started a new project. You got a new download, a new clarity, and like, because you guys are definitely starting a new project. The Prince of Pentacles is all about like a slow ascent to greatness, but like the beginning of that slow ascent to greatness. The Queen of Pentacles is like a mini empress. Like you guys are just masterfully be able to manifest like whatever this is. Like what you're trying to grow right now is going to feed you. What you're trying to grow right now, what you have in the incubation stage, is like what you're just like watching over, keeping care over. This is a material thing. This could be a new job, new project, something that's going to bring you money, or it could be like something that keeps you stable, like anything that has to do with like your stability, like your money, your house, your car, your family, like those things, those material things. You're definitely trying to grow that, and you're focusing on growing it. And maybe this is just you trying to focus on growing it. And like the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords, well, the Two of Swords is the contemplation, and the Ace of Swords is like the idea, like you get that message, you get that download. The King of Swords, also, you guys are showing up as a King of Swords, and he has the little Libra pendant right here. So he's cute, he's not ugly, he's cute. Okay, King of Swords. He has the Libra pendant, and so the brooch, is that a brooch? A pendant, a brooch? A little pendant brooch? Anyway, he's got that, and that energy is very like, balancing. He's coming through. He's like, the King of Swords is like cutting through the bullshit. He's like very decisive. He's like, it does not take him long to make a decision. You go to him when you need a decision made, because he's going to be able to be like, this is what's on one side, this is what's on the other side. If you want this outcome, go this way. If you want this outcome, go this way. He's very good. He's objective, and he's like has like a bird's eye view with the bird, a bird's eye view over most every situation that he's involved in. At least like he can just really see it all so objectively, and that doesn't come without a lot of having gone through things. That doesn't, I don't know why I'm bringing that up, that doesn't come with having not gone through things, you know what I mean? That doesn't just come to you. You don't just get that intellect. You have to like really be tested. Your discernment, your decisiveness, your objectiveness, your worldview, and your intellect really need to be tested to get to a level of a King of Swords. So like if you're already there, know that like you have the wherewithal to handle whatever's coming to you. You know what I mean? If you're already there at the King of Swords level, you feel like you've gone through hella shit, like this new business endeavor should not frighten you, because like, girl, you've got it. But also this could be, yeah, also this could be just trying to, because it's all about like, I'm in the perfect position to get there from here. Trying to like, I mean, okay, there's an element of like clearing up your mental relationship with money. Like maybe you're realizing that you have scarcity views on money, limiting beliefs on money, and so it's kind of keeping money from you. And so like there's that element of it, and you're like, how do I accrue more money, more material stability, more wealth? Like definitely like get out of the scarcity mindset. And by scarcity mindset, I mean like, you know, if you're constantly just being like, I have no money, like I don't have any money, but like, bitch, you can pay your bills and you're paying your cell phone bill and you just got some new clothes and like you have money to eat, like you have money. So you saying you don't have money is literally like keeping money from you. Like you're in a scarcity mindset of feeling like you don't have enough money. Easier said than done. Yes, I know, but don't look at the money you don't have. Look at the money you have. Be grateful for the money that you have. Give gratitude to being able to have paid your bills. Give gratitude to being able to pay your internet bill or afford a phone, because I know if you're watching this video, you can afford a phone. I'm not saying you can afford internet. You might be in the coffee shop watching this shit, getting that Wi-Fi, but at least you can afford something to watch it on. You know what I mean? You have access to YouTube, which is more than what other people have. So give thanks to what you have. And once you start giving thanks to what you have, you only will attract more. I like to think of it as like, if you show the universe that you're grateful, they're going to want to help you out. Not that the universe is like some vindictive, like picky, like I'm only gonna help them because they thanked me. But I mean, maybe your ancestors might be like that. I don't know. I'm Jamaican, so I know my ancestors are definitely like that. But like, you know how it is to get gratitude expressed to you. You then you think of that person highly, and you want to, you know what I mean, on any scale, return that gratitude back. Like y'all know what it's like to get gratitude. So be in a space of giving gratitude and you're going to get back. Be in a space of giving thanks and you're going to get back exactly what you want. I'm in the perfect position to get there from here. So recognizing that like life isn't as bad as you think it is, recognizing that you're in an actual better position than you thought you were, that you are further along, more knowledgeable than you're giving yourself credit for. All of these things, like, you need to start doing. There needs to be some positive self-talk going on, and I think maybe in November you're realizing that. Maybe November you are realizing that like you've had these limiting views on money, or just on material things, or acquiring material things, or manifesting material things, and you're like, how do I undo that? You're sitting here thinking, how do I attract more money to me? How do I attract my material wishes? Well, there you go. Right off the bat. Yeah, there you go. Like, release those self-limiting ideals, because those things just keep you from acquiring what is meant for you. Like, spirit is constantly waiting. Our ancestors' spirit, the divine, is constantly waiting to help us. But if we are also sending the messages that like we don't want their help, we like, if you're trying to be like super self-sufficient, if we're just like, the spirit is constantly paying attention to the messages that we're putting out. So, and it's like life is constantly attracting to, we are constantly attracting to us the messages that we put out, the words that we say, and our beliefs, really. So believing that you don't have enough money is going to just keep you in that vibration. Really align yourself with being a money magnet. saying to yourself that like money flows to me naturally. I am open to the flow of opportunity and wealth is an affirmation I love to say to myself all the time. I am open to the flow of opportunity and wealth. I am open to the flow of opportunity and wealth. Like, that is letting spirit know that you are open to receiving opportunities, that you are open to receiving wealth. Let's get into your angel message. Magenta died. Agate. Are you seeking unconditional love? You really want others to demonstrate the love they have for you. Show your love for others and know that you are well loved by many. Allow love. Be a receptacle for all that is love. Love is in your natural state. So yeah, are you seeking unconditional love? Are you seeking a partnership? Are you seeking stability in a partnership? Are you seeking unconditional love for yourself? Has there been negative self-talk to yourself? Is this material journey a journey of you? This material journey, is this you being able, realizing that you need to allow in more positive self-talk and self-love for yourself that is going to help you nurture and grow whatever you want to bring into fruition. You know what I mean? There is, these could be other people too. The Queen of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles, the King of Swords, those could be external people. But I'm really, again, getting, when I see a predominance of these core cards, it's like, these are just the many facets of you, the many facets of your personality. You know what I mean? Like, we're different people depending on who we're around, depending on what we're doing. You know what I mean? Me by myself is different when I'm hanging out with my friends. It's different when I'm at work. It's different when I'm in a job interview. Views is different from when, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many different versions of me that is going to be present all at once. A joining of those, realizing that maybe you're giving love to yourself in one aspect of your life, but then not enough love in other aspects. Weird concept. Compartmentalizing. Anyway, I'm gonna read these affirmations. Magenta dyed agate. I am love. I align my consciousness with gentleness, compassion, and goodwill toward all. I am compassionate and kind. I am aligned with the healing powers of inner peace and kindness. I am able to help others by vibrating love through my presence, words, and actions. And yeah, so even more so, I just started to think about how if we want to, again, I was talking about attraction, if we want to attract in love, if we want to attract in money, stability, we need to be like filling in the other players in our lives on that. You know what I mean? So what I mean by that is, if you are feeling unstable in a situation with a person, you don't know how they feel about you, you don't know if they're gonna leave you, pull the rug up under you, leave you for somebody else, have that fucking conversation, okay? There needs to be you know what I mean? There needs to be some communication had. If you're not feeling loved by somebody else, if you're not feeling loved by your job or appreciated, totally, I'm not saying stop at your job and be like, you guys don't appreciate me enough, but there is an element of like being open to the love and allowing that love in. You can't show up to work and have a bad attitude and all these things and expect your job to like show you unconditional love. Or you can't be really closed off to this person, not really wanting to like talk to them, or just be kind of cold and distant with them, but then expect you to shower you in love. You know what I mean? There needs to be, and like I was saying, you can't say to the universe, I don't have any money, I have no money, and then expect them to give you money, or expect yourself to feel like you have, you know what I mean? Because you're aligning yourself with unknowingly aligning yourself with this vibration of lack, or unknowingly giving off messages that you're not open to love, that you're unknowingly giving off messages you're not open to receiving love. And yeah, like I'm guilty of that too. Like I'm very self-sufficient, or try to be as much, hate asking people for help, all of those things. But in turn, like I can sometimes push people away, and I'm not out here like just get away from me pushing everybody away. It's just like that's just how I've grown to become and exist. And so you know what I mean? Like sometimes we can unknowingly be putting out a message that we don't even realize that we're putting out. You know what I mean? And so just to be making sure, like, there's no weakness in asking for help. There's no weakness in expressing love to your loved ones and those that you want to receive love from. And there's no weakness in, like, strengthening your relationship with spirit. There's no weakness in sitting down and praying. There's no weakness in really sitting down and focusing on the things that you might want out of life. And there's no weakness in that. There's no weakness in trying to seek out the things that you are missing and the things that you want in your life. Just because it's like you feel like you should be, I'm fine on my own, I'm independent. Like, okay, but fuck that. Like, I'm trying to cuddle, you know? Like, the fuck? And if that's what you need, that's what you need. But you can't sit here and be like, I'm fine on my own, and then expect to get love back, because what you're doing is saying to the universe that I'm fine on my own, and the universe is like, all right, you're fine on your own, and then you're fine on your own. You know what I mean? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Pile 2. Thank you so much, Pile Malachite. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hello. Hi, Pile 3, Pile Blue Calcite. Yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to start off with the Ask and It Is Given. It's not an oracle card, but she be coming through with just some messages that we need. Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks. Abraham Hicks, you can look up their videos on YouTube. Love them. Oh my god, sorry, I'm trying to get a burp out. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Ask and It Is Given, Law of Attraction, books that they wrote, Esther and Jerry wrote, just about, like, it's just some real shit. Like, it's some real universe stuff. I mean, if you came here, you probably already know about Abraham Hicks, but if you don't, I'm glad I can put you on. Hit that YouTube search bar, Abraham Hicks, and a whole lot of videos will pop up. I love their longer ones, but you know, the short little animated ones that are cute too. I love doing a little podcast. They just be hitting me with some stuff. Like, people be watching church on Sundays. I be watching Abraham every day. Anyway, the most powerful law in the universe. Okay. Every thought vibrates. Every thought radiates a signal, and every thought attracts a matching signal back. We call that process the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. So, like, period. That is a lot, just the law of attraction, the most powerful law in the universe. That is very all-encompassing of Abraham's teachings. But make sure we're just keeping our minds right, you know? We are unknowingly at all times attracting our lives to us, the lives, our world, our worldview, the things in our world, the things in our immediate, like, daily life. We are constantly attracting those things by our thoughts, by our actions, by our messages, that our treatment of other people and our treatment of ourselves. everything. All of those things, like, you kind of teach the world how and what to give you. And gaining an awareness of that, gaining the awareness that it is happening in everything and anything that we do, is like a major step in taking control of your life, rather than letting all of these external factors just push and pull you in any which direction. Yeah. So paying attention to our thoughts, making sure that we are sparking joy where we can. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's asking you to hang out and you know you don't want to hang out with them, then don't fucking hang out with them. If that person's calling you and you know you don't want to call, pick up the phone, because every time you pick up the phone they complain about something. Don't pick up the fucking phone then. If you love to bake things, bake things. If you love to eat Cheetos, within reason, eat some Cheetos. You know what I mean? Like, do the thing that's gonna spark joy. If you're like, ooh, I should take a walk, fucking take a walk. If you're like, I'm gonna go, I have enough money, I'm gonna go shopping today. Go shopping. Like, do anything that's gonna spark joy. Because once you're in that joyful place, that joyful vibration, like, you just are gonna get other messages and other downloads, and they're just gonna come easier to you. And the things that it's just gonna, life's just gonna lead you in a direction. You know what I mean? Like, our emotions are huge indicators of you know, what is meant for us and what isn't meant for us, what is meant to serve us and our highest good and what isn't. And so if you're feeling positive toward one thing, follow that positivity and follow that positive like notion, that positive nudge, and that's just going to lead to more positivity. I guarantee it. Alrighty, let's get into your tarot cards. So, I love this. You guys are these are very, like, this is such a balanced energy to me. Like, your November, although it looks active, your November looks very active, pile 3. Like, you guys are probably doing a lot. It is still balanced, and that's what I really like to see. So we've got the Tower and we've got the Sun. So, like, yeah, major changes coming through. Divine intervention is coming through. Do not fret, because I know the Tower, it's looking scary. I know it's looking scary. It's a lot. The Eye of Horus, though, is great omen. It's divine. It's divinity. That's divine intervention. It's as, yeah, there's divine intervention happening, and it's like good, like, things are changing, like, you are restructuring, like, the stability of something is being tested. The foundation of something is being tested. Could be the foundation of a relationship, could be the foundation of a friendship too, because of the presence of the Three of Cups and the Five of Wands. But it also could be like work things, like you could be like, there's just this element of other people externally maybe causing this Tower moment, like your relationships with other people or your relationship with a collective group is causing a Tower moment. You might realize that, like, out of everyone in the friend group or everyone at your job, that there's only like one person that you really fuck with, one or two people that you only really fuck with. There's like an element of, it's almost like your friend is like, I have this idea of a job or a vacation, like moving on to something that is new to you, is foreign, maybe even causing a rebirth. With these two together, there's just an element of like fucking getting out of Dodge, honestly. And your friend's like, we gotta go here, we gotta move here, we gotta go there, we should go there. Or maybe you're like, I need to go somewhere else, and then your friend's like, okay, I'll come. Or maybe the going somewhere else causes like this conflict in these relationships. Maybe you're trying to leave and your family's like, no, why are you leaving? Or you're trying to leave, like you're trying to close a chapter in your life, like something's really coming to an end, but it's like a messy end. Like you're really just trying to tie up some loose ends, and you have to like let all of these people know, like, actually, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Actually, I'm done doing that. You have to like tell, not like you're like broadcasting it, but like people are like, but didn't you do that? Like, oh, can you do this job for me? You're like, actually, I don't farm anymore. I'm actually a painter now. And they're like, oh, but please, like, I need you to like plant some grass. And you're like, no. And I don't know, this change is divine. This change is like you couldn't fight this, you couldn't run from this. Like there was no way that you were going to escape that. Things were changing. There was no way that you were going to escape this change. You kind of just have to like ride with it. And I mean, it looks like you are, with the Eight of Wands present and the Sun. Like it looks like this is a change that is welcome to you and only you. I feel like other people might see this change and be like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck are they doing? Why is she doing that? Why are they doing that? But, and like that's where the Five of Wands comes in, you feeling like you need to explain yourself to everyone else. But those you know who love you, those who know you and love you, will know that this is like such a natural segue for you, will know that this was something down the pipeline, something that you've been waiting to do, or maybe not, but at least they'll understand that. At least they'll be like, oh yeah, oh my god, you're doing that now? That's cool, good for you. There's like an element of that. Sometimes it really feels like sometimes I'm talking to myself, and I might be. I don't know. We'll see what pile resonates with me after I get this video together. But anyway, there is just like there's a change coming in, and it's a welcome change to you, and might not be to other people externally, but that is okay, because this change is helping you expand and grow and bringing you to like I'm just feeling like goodness. Like it's bringing you to a feeling of contentment. And honestly, like people really place contentment as such a low level word, but contentment is like what we should be striving for. It's crazy how often we don't feel contentment. Like contentment is not a neutral feeling. It is like happy in the most peaceful sense. It is happy in the most like, I'm like content. Like with contentment, it's like you are happy with the things in the way that they are. Like, and that is true happiness. That is like seeing something for what it is, and being happy with whatever it is exactly giving to you. That is just so much peace. There's so much peace in that feeling. So this tower moment that is causing you to expand, move, and change, and causing you to kind of have some, you know what I mean, like prove yourself, is bringing you to contentment. And you're like seeing the beauty in this struggle, really. And y'all, your friends are going to help you through it. Let me get into this angel card. Ooh, bitch. Cobra Jasper. Looking a little crazy there, Cobra Jasper. Awesome, so this is some angelic advice. Have you been getting outdoors enough? It's time to reconnect with nature. Get out there and put your hands in the earth. Garden, walk in nature, play with animals, and allow the earth beneath your feet and the sun above your head to nurture and realign you. get outside, walk barefoot in some grass. It is so healing. It's my thing. If that's your thing, if you're looking for a nice, easy way to ground, definitely sitting in some grass, with a blanket if you need the blanket, taking a nice barefoot walk in some grass. Any or not grass. I know it could be sand. Any nature ground. It's very healing to get out into nature. You will realize that nature is kind of constantly communicating to us many messages, and so I guess you will tune into the messages that you need to receive when you're out sitting in nature. And when you're out in nature, don't bring your phone, don't bring your computer. It may feel nice to be outside on your phone and your computer, but try to bring a book, bring your tarot cards if you like tarot, or bring nothing. Bring a journal. You can journal about things. Use it as a reflective moment. Use it as a moment to receive those intuitive downloads. Because it looks like you're going through changes. It looks like you're going through expansive changes. It looks like you're going through changes within your circle of people. And so, like, right now, grounding yourself so it doesn't feel so crazy and so, like, flighty, and everything's changing and everyone's moving and everyone's asking you, blah, blah, blah. Being able to ground yourself and tune into yourself and tune into your own alignment and being your own anchor is really going to be paramount, and nature is really going to help you become your own anchor. Oh my god, carpet jasper, and then we have some affirmations on the back. I would like pause this video, even write down these affirmations, anything, just because the affirmations are just so healing. We don't realize how much power our words have. Nature nurtures me. Animals and other creatures bring me messages that guide me in my life. My connection with Mother Earth provides vital energy. I am focused and grounded. Yeah, it looks like you guys are going to need a lot of freaking energy for this month too. So, like, definitely, like, nature and tuning into that is going to help you. Is going to bring in all the energy that you need, all the energy that's going to serve you and bring you to the conclusion, bring you to the destination that you want to be at. Yeah? This is a good month for you in November. It's changing, it's transformative, and don't think that people don't think that you're going to need to explain yourself to. And I mean, like, you don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to say shit to anyone, but know that people are going to ask you. So it will be nice to have any answer ready to those questions. Yeah, don't fret. I know a lot of people are going to be at you, but don't know that, like you're attracting in the goodness. Know that you're attracting in, like, the change that you want. Also know that this change was meant to happen. Like, the universe knocks down these structures and brings in these tower moments because, like, we weren't going to change it ourselves, because we did not have the strength, the knowledge, the oversight, the foresight that this wasn't going to serve us in the long run. So, like, know that any, like, divine intervention, although it may seem scary, although it may seem like, oh, really destructive, know that it's clearing space and making room for a new beginning. Know that it's clearing space and making room for, like, the things that actually matter to you. Yeah. Awesome, pile 3. I love this reading. I hope I'm pile 3, because that's a good reading. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, pile 4, and welcome to your November month ahead. forecast. Alrighty. Yeah, let's just get into it. I have these ask and it is given cards. They're not really oracle cards, but they come through with some messages, y'all. They be saying some messages. Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks, love their videos. Law of Attraction, Asking is Given, both great books, highly recommended. Definitely read them if you want to start taking control of your life. Yeah? Okay. I only know what is appropriate for me. Oh, sorry. I said I only know. Only I know what is appropriate for me. Bam. Only I know what is appropriate for me. So, only I know what is appropriate for me. Don't let other people speak into your life. Don't let other people, as I am here right now speaking into your life, but I'm speaking into the collective and take what resonates. And exactly, only I know what is appropriate for me. So you'll know what is appropriate for you in this reading and what is appropriate for you in this reading. But yeah, like, you know what that's like when people just start telling you about yourself, telling you what you should do, but you know what's appropriate for you. Just because that worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. They may be in a loving space trying to be like, this is what worked for me, like, you should do this really helped me. But if it's not helpful, you can totally let them know that. And also, if it's not helpful, just nod your head and be like, and don't take their advice, because only I know what is appropriate for me. Let's read the back, y'all. When you remember that everyone who asks is given, then how wonderful and appropriate it is for you to make the choices for you. For the universe operates much more efficiently without a middleman interceding on your behalf. You always know in the moment what is best for you. Exactly. You don't need someone interceding. You don't need no middleman. I mean, you do if you feel like you need a middleman, or you need a middleman, girl, get your middleman. But know that this person is not going to know what really is meant for you. There are just things that we don't share with everyone. We don't share. It's just like difficult to be sharing your full self with anyone. You know what I mean? So there's just elements that people are not going to know what you're operating on or know what you're working on. And they're just going to have certain ideas of who you are. But in the end of the day, you know what's best for you, because you're the only person who's gone through everything that you've gone through. You've gone through everything that you've gone through with yourself. So you know what works for you, because you know how you're going to react to this or not react to this, or this is going to feel good for you, or actually wearing like red curtains is not going to work in my room because I don't like the color red because it reminds me of this person, or you know what I mean? Little things like that. Let's get into your tarot cards. Okay, so it's gonna be yeah, so this is a lit ass month for y'all. It's a lot, because the Six of Wands, let's just start there. The Six of Wands, victorious. Like, to me, this guy has just finished a killer performance and everyone's giving him a standing ovation. In other depictions, it's someone coming home from war, and like they have just the biggest like welcome train, like they're riding through the center of town on their horses, and everyone has come to greet them back into town. But in any sense, it's a victory. Wands is all about our passions, so a victory that like we put forth for ourselves through our passions. The Hierophant, all about tradition, all about things that we once knew. Even like the things that we learned when we were children, and looking to someone else for the answers, because that's kind of what, like, I mean, a lot of religious practices really externally place God. And so we're constantly looking to our pastors or priests or a religious body to bring us in the answers. But also, like, in terms of the things that we knew to be true, the things that we used to do as children, the things that kind of shaped us and taught us about our lives in a moralistic sense, in a sense of self. Like, you, like, the Hierophant is like, it's like going, like, the things you knew as a kid. So, like, if you used to do, like, if you used to write poems as when you were in middle school and high school, but now you don't, but like, you're looking back at that victorious sense of like how you felt good or victorious, or how people were like, yes, we love your poetry, you're such a good poet, like blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's like those things with the Six of Wands and the Hierophant. Like, looking back on the things that we once rewarded us, looking back on the things that we once felt victorious about, looking back on the things that we successfully willed forth, we successfully ripped through, like, the fabrics of time. Like, it's so cool being a creative. If you are an artist or someone creative or someone creating anything, I'm sorry, a creative, it's so cool to be a human, because we are constantly having thoughts, getting these downloads from our higher selves, ripping them through the fabric of time, and then putting them and placing them right in front of us. Like, someone who builds furniture just had the thought of furniture, had that thought, built up the idea in their brain, sketched it out on some paper, got the materials out there, and then built some furniture, transmuted this energy into something else, something to be used as something else. Like, those things, in any sense, songwriters, painters, freaking people who do law, practice law, like, coming up with those arguments that are going to get someone free, get someone acquitted, like, you know what I mean? Like, all of those things we are using are like, we're communicating with our higher self, we're communicating with intuition, we're getting those downloads from another part of ourself, a non-physical part of ourself, that it's helping us and giving us the messages. And so it's so beautiful to be a human and to experience that when we can. And I creatives experience it a little bit more, for those of you who, but we're all humans, so we're all creatives, and we're all creative. Anyway, Six of Swords. Maybe you're trying to, I'm getting like a download of just like, it's a situation, like, it's kind of like you're trying to get back to that feeling of victory. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to get back. If you used to write poetry, I don't know why I keep using this as the analogy. If you used to write poetry when you were younger, and you're looking at that like victorious feeling and being like, oh, I like felt good writing poetry and I really liked it, other people really liked it, like, I could have been a poet and I didn't. It looks like there's like a situation that's kind of played out. You haven't really, like, your expectations weren't met on it. So now we're trying to move away from this negative situation, away from the like unclear clarity, the unclear, there's, just a lot. Seven of Cups is all about like all of the things in our lives that have our attention, all of the things that pull us in the various directions. Like, you're like, should I do this, but I should also do this, but I really want to do this. And so like, the should I do this, but also I should be doing this, but the I really want to do this already are three different directions that we're being pulled in. There are 7 cups here, so you might be being pulled in 7 directions. But it's definitely, trying to move on from this situation that where our expectations weren't met, and maybe this just could be our lives, because again, only I know what is appropriate for me. Like, there is something that you know that is appropriate for you, that Other people might not view it as that. You might be hurting, I'm using air quotes right now, hurting somebody else by wanting to live your truth authentically and like going into a new direction and moving away from this heartbreak, moving away from this confusion onto something else that you know and love, and something that you know has been there for you, something that you know that has brought you joy and victory, that has brought you passion, that has brought you the recognition and the accolades. Like, this is moving on. You are moving on to something that you know so well, that you once knew so well, at least, and maybe you need to relearn it. Maybe you need to relearn it. But it's like you're looking to experience victory because you haven't. It's like you're looking to, and I would say you haven't because you've been allowing other people to speak into your life. You haven't been experiencing the victory because you've been allowing yourself to be moved and pulled by all of these external influences. Like, if you know what I mean, like, you know you hate your job, so but you keep going, and you might be good at your job, and so it's like this creating this weird, you know what I mean, you keep getting promoted, you keep, people are like, you're good at this, or keep working here, but honestly, like, you hate it. Like, honestly, it's killing you. That's just like one analogy, one metaphor for this. But there's a predominance of swords, so we do need to look at like our thoughts. We do need to look at like where our brain is. We need to look at like what we're focusing on, because maybe we're just not focusing on the correct things. We're not focusing on the things that are appropriate for us, the things that heal us, the things that are sparking joy. You know what I mean? We do need to be in a constant state of like sparking joy. Like our like, we're in control of like how we feel about things. We're in control about how our lives go in terms of like feelings. And I know that is easier said than done, and people are like, I'm not in control, like my emotions are really taking me over, blah 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 blah, or like I have to do all of these things, all these people are at me. But like, there is nothing stopping you from flipping everyone off and moving, like quitting your I mean, there's a lot of things stopping us. You know what I mean, though. You know, in the most basic sense, it's like you can up and quit your job and leave whoever you want to leave tomorrow. That is totally up to you. That is totally within your power. I know a lot of you are like, but it's not within my power. Like, I have all these things set up. Like, I'm really gonna end up homeless with no money. It's a pandemic, girl. What the fuck? But you need to know that, like, what you once did, what you once were doing, that previous thing that used to feed your soul, that wherever you got that sense of victory was, like, that's the direction you need to be moving into. That's where you need to be looking. And I'm not saying quit your job today. I'm not saying throw everything away. But, like, maybe you need to start writing poetry again. Maybe you need to just start songwriting again. That is probably going to open up a lot of worlds for you. And not saying, like, you're going to fucking become Beyonce all of a sudden. But, like, we don't realize how helpful and cathartic any creative endeavor is. We don't realize how healing it is for us, and then those we invite into the process as well. Those we invite into our product. Even reading poetry is so healing for the reader. Hearing music is so healing for the people hearing the music. It's not just healing for the person who wrote it. So, like, there's an element where, like, you need to move in another direction. You need to move into away from the things that are no longer serving you onto the things that do. You need to move into a sense of victory. You need to really tune in to what you know is appropriate for you, and then move in that direction. You know what I mean? Only I know it is appropriate for me. And so it may feel like what's appropriate for you is not, you know what I mean? Like, there's this element of people being like, oh, like, really? You're doing that? But fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. bitch, do you, because you're already heartbroken. Like, your expectations already aren't being met. Like, so like, what else do we really have to lose? Like, this is like, you're already going through this. Like, you already are feeling like a slave to everything that has happened in your life or everything that is going on in your life, and like, it's just not fulfilling and your expectations are not being met. So why not take November to really align yourself and tune into what is appropriate for you? Tune into what you know. Tune into what you know about yourself and what you've always known about yourself. Yeah? Let's get into your angelic crystal, angelic messagery, angelic advice. I'm getting crazy, y'all. These cards are all over the place. This camera angles. I got really passionate about your reading. Have you wanted to do something creative? Are you feeling artistic? That's what it's saying, y'all. You heard it here first. Dolomite. Beautiful stone. Have you wanted to do something creative? Are you feeling artistic? Let your inspiration blow and generate your insight into manifest reality. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a nice meal, a pretty garden, an amazing photograph, or some sewing project. Regardless, now is the time to produce it. It will bring you fulfillment and purpose. Yeah? So, like, again, it doesn't matter how small or menial this creative thing is, but it is going to heal you in ways unknown. It is going to bring you to a sense of victory. It is going to bring you to a place of victory. You are going to feel victorious and like you've overcome something. You're going to overcome this Three of Swords energy, this Seven of Cups energy, by doing the creative thing, by taking that creative time out for yourself, by, you know, really doing whatever it is that's going to spark joy for you. Whatever is coming to mind right now as I'm saying this is probably it. Don't be afraid to move in the direction that's going to make you happy, girl. Don't be afraid to move in the direction that's going to make you happy. Who cares what these other people think? Who cares what these other people think? You gotta do you. You know what I mean? We all came here to do us. So you gotta do you. And I'm gonna do me. Y'all. Okay. Good. Relax. Oh, sorry. I relax my body, mind, and spirit to meditate regularly. Great ideas are constantly flowing into my mind. It is fulfilling to follow through on creative thoughts and manifest my reality. I take enthusiastic action. I am productive. Yeah, I would definitely screenshot this, write down any of the affirmations that resonate, write down all of this affirmation. Yes, make it your own. I would, though, like, you gotta really remind yourself of this. You really do. Because we're humans. We came here to create. Like, nothing, like, if no one created anything, what the fuck would this earth look like? I don't even want to imagine it. Like, we literally came into our human experiences ready to create, ready to be creative, ready to communicate and commune with our higher selves and spirit and universe, the things that we can't see, feel, or touch. Or I said feel. The things that we can't see or tangibly touch, because we're definitely feeling it. It's affecting our lives. But like, we came in to commune with all of those forces to create and bring forth things into this reality. Like, it's like, we, like, yeah, any creative person is really just communing with their higher selves and bringing that stuff from spirit into reality, from other times, honestly, if you really want to get into it. But that's another conversation for another video. Yeah, really go back into, because that's the thing, like, we're every person is like, oh, I used to do plays when I was a kid, oh, I used to paint when I was younger, but now I don't. get into those. Look back into that thing that you used to do when you were a kid. Could be fucking video games. It could be baking. It could be gardening, photography. You know, I for one have a whole box of clothes that I've been meaning to like sew, take in, re-dye, like all of these things. Like maybe I'm actually gonna do that today. There's just all of those things that need to. There's all those things that need to happen and come forth because there's like lessons and joy in those things. They'll show us another aspect of ourselves that we might be able to explore and dive further into and maybe even capitalize on. um but yeah, that's all I have for you guys, pile 4. Thank you so much, pile Goldstone. You better work for Big Goldstone because Goldstone's like the flashiest low bitch. Okay, like look at her, she's styling, she's giving us confidence. Like yeah, I love me some Goldstone. Anyway, thank you so much. Bye bye.